In this chess video, we are going to study the most solid chess opening, the Royal Lopez Berlin defense. So let's begin. E4, E5, knight to F3, making the attack over the E5 pawn, knight to C6 for protecting the pawn, bishop B5, also known as the Royal Lopez opening. Here, people at grandmaster level would prefer to play knight to F6. And normally many of you play a6 basically for attack over the bishop. So let's begin with knight f6. Here, if you think that taking the knight is a right option, then you are wrong. Why? Here, if you think to take the pawn, you take and then queen comes to d4, making the attack over the knight as well as on the pawn. So be careful whenever you make moves. Coming back to our position, like we did that we take the knight. Here we are going to play three main knight moves that are knight to c3, d3 and castling. But in this video we will be discussing d3 and castling. So let's begin with castling. Here black becomes greedy and takes the pawn. We play rook to e1. Here it also makes the attack over the knight as well as on the pawn. Now knight comes to d6 basically for attacking the bishop. Here we are going to play a best move that is knight to e5. Now black becomes greedy and takes the bishop. Here we are going to play an extraordinary move that is knight cross c6, which is a discovered check. You are also going to win the queen. Coming back to our position. After knight captures the pawn, here we play rook to e1. But think of d4. If black captures the pawn, then you would be playing rook e1, which also pins the knight. In this position, what if knight moves to d6? Don't worry. Basically, you all can see that our bishop is going to be attacked, so we must capture the knight. Pawn captures the bishop, pawn captures the pawn, hence making the attack over the knight. So knight moves to f5, queen captures the queen, king captures queen. Now look at your position. You can push this pawn and can promote to queen. You can also play rook to d1 check, or you can also play bishop to g5 check, also developing the bishop as well as also a forcing move. You can develop the knight. Coming back. Now, as I told you about castling, now what about d3? So let's look on it. D3 here. If black plays d6, then it is your wrong move. Why? Because your bishop cannot be open. So basically here black takes out the bishop. So bishop c5. Here c3 is the best move. Why? Because you push the pawn at d4 and can make the attack over the bishop, and you are also controlling over the center, which is a good thing. Here black castles. We also castle. Black plays d6, basically for opening the bishop. So we can also play x3. So this is the basic opening that everyone play. Here you can also push this pawn to b4 and can attack the bishop, and you can also look at your development. Your game is quite better to create a strong tactical position. Now look at this position. After black plays bishop to c5, here if we take the knight, then d cross c6. Here in this line, many of you would be thinking that knight cross e5 is the best move. This is not the right move. Why? Because think about queen to d4. Here's a checkmate as well as you are going to lose your knight. Now, here's the position that you all can solve. Try to find out the solution, and if you have find out the solution, then comment below. Till the time, please join my membership. Thanks for watching.